Hi everyone. I made it to Tekirdağ. Tekirdağ? I don't know how to say it. I've been pronouncing it the French way. Just to show you about, there's that building over here. It looks like it used to be like Turkish baths, but now there's a lot of like shops on the floor, on the like lower level, so maybe it's still, I don't know. Then you have a mosque over here. And we have a statue of this fellow on a horse, and then now the mosque in the background. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about yesterday because it was quite an eventful day. Started off really casually, like not much to it. I left around 9:30, just after breakfast, just because I figured it's 5 hours. It'll be fine. Like, if I start at 9:30, I'll get there around 3. It will be fine. And it's like light until 6. It'll be fine. Yeah, my wheel's a little bit weird, but it will hold. It will hold. So I start making my way, and yeah, leaving Kesan, the road. Like, it made me take a dirt road. It didn't make me go on the big road right away. It made me take a little bit of a dirt road on the outskirts of the city. The thing is that the outskirts are awful. Like, there's trash, like piles of trash everywhere, and yeah, just people just hanging around. So that wasn't. Yeah, I took a picture just because it was a bit shocking. And then. Yeah, and then, oh right, and then so there's a story that happened. So in front of me at some point was a tractor. This was more in the rural area, so like after the outskirts of Kesan, there was like some smaller villages, and in one of them there was a tractor that was in front of me, like 150 meters in front of me. And then there was still a lot of dogs about. None of them that had barked at me, so I was quite lucky so far. Then I see at the tractor that there's 5 dogs just barking away at the tractor, just yapping and yapping and yapping, and like usually like they're defending their territory, aren't they? So like they stay put. When they see something they don't like, they chase it, but then they come back and then chase something else. So it's like, as soon as they let go of the tractor, they're gonna be on me. I can just feel it. And so I was really like apprehensive. I didn't want to go to it. But I just kept going, and then the tractor stops. The guy gets out and starts yelling at the dogs, and the dogs run for cover. Like, they just bolt out of there. So I was like, oh, this is my chance. So I like go really close to the tractor because all the dogs are leaving it. And yeah, I kind of follow the tractor about, and the tractor guy waves at me, so I wave back. It was really nice. But yeah, then I get to the big road. It's just that I think it's the only way. Like, you can't really avoid it. It's the big road or nothing. So I ended up taking the big road. Nothing much special. Oh right, yesterday was really hilly. So it was just up and down and up and down and up and down, which got quite tiring, especially because it was not a super nice day either. And it was rather windy, so it got tiring really quickly. So I decided to take a little bit of a break at some point by a gas station. Actually, it wasn't a gas station, it was just a food station. Like, I think there was a supermarket, but yeah, I didn't want to buy anything. I just wanted some water, and then I wanted to just breathe a little bit. So I did, and this was like an hour and a half into it. And I'm just about to go, so I put my gloves on because it's a bit cold. So I put like my biking gloves and then my like sort of wool gloves on top of that, on top of those. And as soon as I'm ready to go, I have put my music on. I'm ready, like I'm about to get out of there. This guy comes up to me and gives me a tea. I'm like, oh. And so I take my headphones out, and I'm like, oh, so I say thank you in Turkish. I always forget because it's quite long. It's not easy. I know it ends in ederim. Teşekkür, there we go. Teşekkür ederim. Teşekkür ederim. And so I'd tell him thank you. And so, yeah, and then he gives me sugar, so I add it. And then, but the thing is, he gives it to me right when I'm on the bike. And so to get off the bike, like my hands kind of have to move. Like I can't keep them really, really still. And so all the hot tea splashes on my gloves and I can feel it burning. And, oh well. Like the attention was really, really kind. So I was, yeah. So I get off my bike, relax a little bit more, have my tea, and then yeah, just kept on going. And then on the big road, at some point there's a van, like this white van that stops ahead of me. So I'm on like that, really on the side, and he stops ahead of me, like on the side. So I'm like, oh, that's weird. Like maybe he's stopping, and a lot of buses do that to like pick up people or drop people off. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, that will be that. But then as soon as I'm about to pass him, he like tells me to slow down and to stop. So I go on the passenger side and just look at the window, and then he's like, he's speaking Turkish, but he lets me understand that if I want, I can put, since he has a van and there was nothing in the back of the van, I could put my bike in the back of the van, and he'd take me to like the next village or wherever I needed to go. And so I was like, no, it's okay. I can do it. I'm happy on my bike. Okay, and then he drives off. And then I kept on going. And about halfway, so I had 40 kilometers to go, I feel my bike starting to like wobble a little bit, like, and I know this is the end. Like I can feel, that's it, my wheel is done. And sure enough, like 2 minutes later, a minute later, it's flat, like it's on the ground. So I'm like, well, it had to happen. But yeah, I'm still 40 kilometers off, so it's not like I can go back to Kesan and take a bus with the wheel, or keep on walking. Like, I just don't know what to do. But strangely enough, like, I'm not panicked. Like, I'm just like, it'll be all right. Yeah, I'm like, I can always just like leave the bike and then take a bus, and it will be fine. But in the end, I go to the gas station, the closest gas station, and try to talk to the fellow. But he's really not helpful. Like, at first I was like, oh, by chance do you speak any English? And he's like, no. Okay. And then I try to get the Wi-Fi from him so I can like translate things, and he's just like, no. All right, cool, good talk. So I just leave. I'm like, you know what, 40 kilometers, it's a marathon, isn't it? So like a little less than a marathon. So I think I can walk it. Like, people can run it in, I think it's like 3 hours, 2 hours. I think I can walk it in a day, like in half a day. I should be fine. So I start walking, and of course it starts raining. And in the morning, like everything just, when it rains it pours. And actually it wasn't pouring. I was lucky. It was just raining but not pouring. And then in the morning I had gotten a message from my cell phone provider telling me that they're going to suspend my service because apparently I didn't pay my bill, which I don't understand because it should be automatic. Like, they should just get it from my account. But anyway, so in case of emergency I couldn't call anyone, but yeah, I wasn't really panicked. I was just like, okay, I'll just keep on going. And then I realized that walking was a bit too slow, because I figured, so by riding my bike, I think the average speed I'd go to is like 16, 17 kilometers an hour. I know I can walk really, really fast at 10 kilometers an hour. So I figured, hey, walking normally would be about 5 kilometers an hour. So that should be okay. If I do that, then I would get to Tekirdağ at about 9 o'clock. So not great, but I mean, I don't really walk at 5 kilometers an hour. I probably walk a bit faster. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out like if it's worth it or not. And in the end, I decided that walking was too slow, And so what I was going to do is on the uphill I was going to walk, but on the downhill I was just gonna ride my bike down. And I like, it was gonna damage the wheel, but the wheel was already pretty damaged. So yeah, and that's what I did. So I would walk up and ride down, and yeah, end up making it to here. I think it was around 6:30. So I made really good time actually. Oh no, I think it was around 7. And then I realized I put the wrong address in, and my place was 3 kilometers away. So that's another half hour. But in general, like, it could have been a lot worse. So that was it. And actually the place I'm staying, it's another one of those, it's not a hotel, it's not a hostel. They call it a pension. And it's not bad. So I have my a room with a double bed, and yeah, my own bathroom. It's perfect, and it's 10 euros a night, so it's really not bad. But that's it. So I'll tell you more about bike repairs and everything for tonight's video. But yeah, that was my yesterday's day, and yeah, I just managed to go to sleep really well. Oh yeah, there was, I guess I missed the part where I ate lunch. So after walking for a bit, I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop for lunch. And I was just shocked because I stopped at this place and they seemed really nice, but I ordered, I think it was like a plate. They really were like selling their meatballs. They were like, you need to do the meatballs. All right, fine, I'll have the meatballs. And a plate of rice. So meatballs, a plate of rice, a small plate of rice, a small plate of meatballs, and with 3 meatballs in it, so it's not huge. And a tea cost me 4 euros, which is, I know for France it's not much, but like, still, like, it's really expensive for here. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed by that, but I guess when you're on the side of the highway, or not highway, but like the big road, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, that was about it for yesterday. It did eventually stop raining, like I think an hour and a half after like it started, so it wasn't too bad. That's it. All right, bye.